Oh my God, this is a bad decision. Welcome to Meltdown. JJ Liberman here. I'm here with two guests of mine who are just taking pictures on their phone right now. Paul Thompson, Mike Rita, welcome to the studio. Boys, how's it going?
Nah, man, just hanging. How you doing, Leaves?
I'm doing good. Paul, how's it going?
Man.
We're pumped to be here.
Yeah.
This is our second shot at it.
This is our second shot. Second chance.
Oh, yeah. You cancel. Mike canceled last week, and today they showed up an hour late.
Welcome to the Pot Comedy Show. Welcome to the Pot Comedy Show.
But what you guys liking this weather outside, huh?
I like it.
Jeez.
3 lighters in my pocket.
Let's see how many are.
Wait, I've got 3 lighters. Paul's got 1.
I gotta have another. Oh, I used it for the vlog this morning.
Oh, okay, all right. So we got 4 lighters in between the two.
No, but I wanted to bring you guys on. Obviously, both of you have been huge help. You know, I've been doing stand-up for a while, but you guys, Mike, you're the first guy who ever paid me for doing stand-up.
Yes, nice. I hear that a lot because I have a lot of new people.
That's great, man. And Paul, you've been like totally just pushing my comedy to other people and getting me on other shows, and I appreciate it. But you know, the reason I brought you guys on is like someone asked me last night at a mic, they're like, what's your format of the show? And I'm like, I don't want a format. I don't want a specific format. I want to bring on people who are interesting. And in this case, 2 guys who are basically guys who have a big influence on the weed scene in Toronto, like the weed comedy scene. I mean, so you guys can talk a little bit about like what you guys do.
I wouldn't say we're like the kings of it.
You're not the right.
We're the gods.
Not the kings.
No, we're not allowed to say anything anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but there is a great scene in Toronto. How many clubs do we have going on?
I think we have 5.
Yeah, for comedy.
The weed comedy scene, like
I think there's 7 vapor lounges, but they might not all do.
Not all of them do. I think there's 4 on a regular, and then 5 coming in and out.
But both of your shows, you do 2 shows. You do 2 shows, a Monday and a Friday at Vape on the Lake. Packed every night.
Yeah.
Packed every night.
Yeah, man. The Fridays and the Mondays are rammed.
Yeah, it's crazy, and people are there to watch comedy.
For sure.
And even with you, Rita, you have your show Sunday nights.
Yeah, and the same venue has 2 other ones on the.
Yeah, and it's just packed. It's just like, what do you guys get at capacity for you?
Mine is probably about 60 to 70 people, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
in a nice tight room, and it's like the best. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I think mine. I think we top out about around 120, and then we get to standing room. We actually, I think one time we did a head count because it was so full. We got to 141 with about like 20 people standing in the back.
Yeah, that's sick.
Those are insane, man.
But I posted your room when it's like that.
It's insane.
It's retarded.
It's you can't even. I don't know.
You know, and I really think that's the direction I believe comedy is going into, where there's going to be more of these clubs that are just like, I don't know the laws. I'm not a smoker. I don't smoke, but I perform in these venues like 2-3 times a week. I don't know. I feel good.
I don't know.
You know what I do get though? I get sometimes when I go on for like my head gets like all like cobwebs, after so maybe that, but I don't, it doesn't change. I don't feel anything different.
So I always think, that's what I was going to say. And we always think it's a mental thing more than it is the actual like second. I think
it is. I think it's just a mental thing.
You're like, man, is the weed finally getting to me? But I think it's just, it's just layers of things.
People who won't even do those rooms.
But you guys,
so many people.
But you guys are always high you're always high.
Pretty much, yeah.
But whenever you perform, are you always just like
not as much as him?
But you are.
No, yeah, I definitely. I didn't even do it on purpose. When I got to shows, this started years ago. When I got to shows, people would smoke a joint with me, or I'd be smoking with my friends. Then I'd go on stage high, and I wouldn't really even notice. And people eventually started going like, "Dude, you're always on stage high, eh? How do you even do that?"
But I remember when I first met you too. I asked you, and I was like, "Man, I don't like going on stage and being high." And you're like, "I do, because you're like, if I kill it more because I'm high, and if I bomb, I just blame it on being high."
That's the best. Yeah, no, but that's the easiest way to look at it. You gotta always make it okay for yourself. You just gotta be like, whatever, man. I'll move on to the next show, because people are too negative about things, and if you're too negative, you dig a hole for yourself.
But look at you right now. You look so comfortable, Rita. You just smoked, right? You're just chilling with your head
You
back.
did smoke before?
Yeah.
Man.
This guy's like, man, why?
But look, you look so. See, I think for myself that I was not anti-weed, but I didn't know.
You're not waiting for me, man. For real, you did? Oh, look how I read your eyes.
And a Jamaican food.
Yeah, he was crushing it.
Yeah, we ate a
Crushing.
crazy chicken sandwich.
But
no, not friends. Sorry.
But there's a lot of people who think, like, I think in society, you know, I guess, you know, what weed is. Like, I didn't know. I'm not educated. I was very ignorant to marijuana, right? And there's a lot of people who think you just smoke weed and you just get fucked up and you do nothing. You're just wasting life. You know, you get that a lot, no?
Yeah. Well, that happens sometimes, too.
There's so much uneducated people in the world to say that. That's just another misconception, man. That's just it's like, you know, it's like saying Mexicans are lazy and blacks are thieves, potheads are unmotivated. It's all a lie, and it's all.
There is like some people. There's people that will smoke weed and you can't even tell that they're high.
Yeah,
Some people
when I watch
smoke it and they're like, whoa, you know what I mean?
When you guys perform, you wouldn't know that you're high. You guys are just animals on stage. Like
I do mental prep though, man. If you have ever watched me at this guy's show, even if I'm doing 5 minutes, I walk around behind the thing. This guy does like an hour of mental prep. On the way to the show, he's like, yo, just, you know, and we chill, we talk comedy.
For sure. I have like a bunch of stuff that I have to do.
I think a lot of people forget that. I think they just kind of, like a lot of them get used to doing the open mic shows where they're just talking with their friends and they're like, oh, I'm on next. And they just have a few seconds to kind of...
No, that's not cool, man. I don't know. Even I remember doing shows with like 5 people there, and I'd be like pressing myself like off stage, and I'd be like, and like going crazy and stuff, and people come up to me and be like, yo, what's the matter with you, man? Like, relax, there's 5 people here. And it's like, yo, you look like, so what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? All I'm doing is taking my job seriously.
I want to smash for
and I'll go up and smash for 5 people, and they'll go up and be like, oh, there's only 5 people here. Oh, this was happening while ago.
But I think I educated myself, you know, obviously being in the scene and getting stage time, and I love being at these clubs now because, one, the audience, like when you hit, you know, that's the thing, when you hit in these rooms, you know your shit's good.
Of course. You
know, because it's hard to make guys who are just chilling and are stoned out laugh, but once you get them, you get them good.
Of course.
But there's a lot of people who've influenced me, like Rogan, for example. I love Joe Rogan. I'm not a huge fan of his comedy.
Stand-up wise?
I'm not a huge...
I'm not a... I'm 100% on board.
But
Joe Rogan.
But I'm a huge fan of his podcast, and I'm a huge fan... You know, the guys...
You know what I think? Let me just say this, and whatever, if this is offensive, here's what I think. I've seen Joe Rogan live twice and watched all his stand-up, and I think it's really good. Mm-hmm. When I'm live, I laugh. Not live, I don't laugh. But like live, I kind of laugh. But I more just think it's really, really good. And this is why. I think people are born funny. And you can tell. There's certain comedians like Richard Pryor and George Carlin. Those guys were born funny. And then there's comedians who I think 60 to 70% of comedians, maybe that's going lower lately, were born funny. And then there's another 30% that aren't born funny,
but can manufacture material.
Funny, and honestly, I
think
do good.
Some of them,
and some of them are great. I think Joe Rogan's like the king of like he's not actually a funny person.
Yeah,
but he is the best at.
But he's so smart that he understands.
He is
funny.
so smart,
and he's so prolific. The thing is, you can tell it in his eyes. And maybe this is just me being a hater, but what's different from him to other comedians who I consider are born funny, you can see in his eyes him trying to be funny.
He's a big smoker, though. I think
but
he also.
Wait, we have a great smoking story with him after too. So.
You smoke with Rogan?
Yeah, man. I opened up for him. This guy was supposed to open up too, and then.
Okay, so go into it. I mean,
we'll go into it quick. We'll do a quick Rogan story.
For sure, man.
So he came down and he did the Underground Club here, one of the clubs where you can smoke pot. And he opened up and he showed up super late, and we had to throw in like 20 comics before he came in there. But this guy was in the audience, front row, got great seats that night too. Mm-hmm. And in a room where it usually fits 60, 70 and it's tight, there was about 200 people.
No.
Dude, there were people standing in the back.
Yeah.
It was so hot by midnight when he got off that like I don't know, man. I don't know how like you could like wipe, you know, you could wipe the walls and
people
they were
wet. People fainted and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Come on, really?
Yo, dude,
that hot?
People. Yeah.
That's the first place I met you was at the Underground.
Okay, yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So good. Okay, but wait. And so I got to roll a J for him because he came through the back door and he's talking to Joey, and Joey's like, "You want to smoke?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll take a couple tokes." And and I was already rolling one, and Joey like taps me. She goes, "Hey, this is my friend Joe," and I'm like. And you know, so I had to act quick and be like, Joe Rogan, you know?
Yeah, eat these maggots, do it. Don't eat this cage of snakes, dude.
My mom loves you, bro. So I told her, I'm like, whoa, hey, Joe, pleasure to meet you, man. Mike Rita, I opened up for you tonight, man. I'm happy to have you here in Toronto. And he's like, thanks, you know. And I passed him the joint, and if you've ever seen me roll, I roll really straight sometimes, and like cigarette light, and he couldn't tell which end was to light, and he was like, which end do I light? And I was like, what? Joe Rogan, you don't know what Jen to like? And him and I had a good laugh. And that's my Joe
I was
Rogan.
supposed to. I don't know if I opened for him or not. I think I didn't. I don't think this would count. But they asked me last time he came in. It was the same deal. He was supposed to come at a certain time, and he kept going later and later and later.
Yeah.
So the guy who was booking the show was like, "Hey, do you want to do time?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So like I got to go up, and he was supposed to be there
That's
like 10
pretty
minutes
sick.
later, which would be opening. And then I smashed it, and I did good, and it was like wicked. And I smashed it after like 4 hours of people watching comedy, right? So
Oh,
it's
yeah, I
like,
remember this story.
you know what I'm saying? That
And
was
then-
a story on its own.
So what? He just was.
And then like when I got off, I was like, yeah, did good, man, felt great and stuff like that. And then like they're like, yeah, I don't think he's coming.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he
and
couldn't
then
come. He ended
so I
up
was like,
something
no.
else.
I was like literally about to like, you know what I mean?
So you
And
opened
you're like,
for
I opened
Rogan, but
for him.
Rogan didn't show
But
up.
it's like, you know, like
That's just a story in
But then
itself.
you know
That's
what?
better than
But I went
Rogan
after
opened.
Anthony Jeselnik too.
Oh yeah,
So it's like,
I saw
so,
him
you know.
live. He's fucking
Yeah.
slayer.
Did he kill? Yeah, did he smash?
Oh man! You know what I was so
Sure.
impressed with him because you know he's a one-liner. You know he's a quick jokes. I saw him in theater,
He's great, man.
but he owns the stage. I thought he would just stand there and tell his jokes. He paid like it was the Queen Elizabeth or right at the
Queen Elizabeth is huge. CNE?
But he owned that stage, man.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
walks all over. He paces himself. He
Yeah.
was.
I love
He
that
does.
theater. That was
Yeah,
a
he
good
does.
theater. Does he really
But were
pace?
you not there?
Oh, yeah.
He came at Clan.
I know. I didn't see him the night at
It's
Clan.
wicked. Oh, Clan was good, man. There's something in his eyes. He just does not care.
The best part about him after his set, he's like, oh, I don't know if I can say this because it's yeah. Anyways, but I think he likes to partake in a little smoking too.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, he smoked at Clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Right.
talking
Well,
about it.
yeah.
And there's he wouldn't mind. There's this other podcast with Doug Benson. It's pretty good, called like Getting Doug with High.
Yeah, I heard about
Anthony
that.
Jeselnik's on it, and they smoke, and it's like it's really good.
Oh, they just smoke. See, I think
It's really
I'm.
funny.
You know, I got paid in weed cookies last week.
Yeah.
I did a show.
Would you get 2 cookies?
I got a couple cookies and
Yeah.
I've never smoked. I'm 33 years old. I've never smoked.
Wow.
And I was so tempted because I had like some back pain. You know, that's what I did. See,
Cookie?
you young fucking kids, you just love life, live it, enjoy it. When you get in your 30s, it goes down fucking hill.
No laughing over there, Ryan. I see Ryan checks in on his
It's
list.
right. What are you? Are you 23 too?
24.
Jesus Christ! I've got 9 years on you guys. It's terrible. It's look at that.
I didn't know that.
Dude, you're gonna get see like that full head of hair you got, Pauly T. That's
Oh,
gonna
always
start.
have this.
No,
Bro,
I'll
are you
always
gonna-
have this.
no,
Yeah?
no, it's gonna
No,
go,
no, no,
dude.
no.
Look at this.
Trust.
Look at this. Did I have mascara in right now?
Some of it just fell out right now.
Bro.
Oh man. Okay, wait. Let's get back on topic. Okay, we can't be talking about losing hair because then we're gonna get a weird audience that we don't need.
It's gonna be sending me text messages at 1 in the
If you
morning.
smoke pot, your hair doesn't fall out because it wants to get high forever. No.
But you know what story I love. You know, the one thing I don't understand the gray area about what's the deal with like smoking weed and I don't understand what it is in Ontario. Like you can smoke or you can't smoke. You
It'd be
can't
no
grow.
different in Ontario
It's
than it
all
would be in the rest of
progressive,
Canada.
man. It's all a progressive thing. It's all like, okay,
You can smoke weed. People smoke on the streets.
yeah, but nobody. The thing is, it's a progressive mind state. The police understand that the laws are outdated,
Yeah.
and that they're not going to enforce a law that makes them feel stupid.
That's how we
and-
can do
and-
what
and
we
bad.
do.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's illegal to put on our shows in
Yeah.
the vapor lounges. But the bottom line is what's happening is it's like it's illegal. It's like the government says
It's a gray
what's
area, though,
illegal,
right?
It is illegal.
The government says what's illegal. So like it's illegal to smoke marijuana in Canada. It's illegal to possess marijuana in Canada. The government says that. But then as much as I hate police officers, they have morals and they have a conscience. You know what I mean?
I'm sure-
If you're walking down the street smoking a joint, that's illegal. But because, like Reed says, it's progressive, they're going to be the cops are going to be there and just be like, and that's where the moral comes in, and they're just like, you know what, like, what's this guy really doing?
Yeah, man. Am
See
I
what I'm
really
saying?
gonna bust this guy? Who am I protecting?
But
Who
but
am I-
that is what I have. I get like I remember seeing that commercial. Well, if you're buying weed, you're funding terror. Like something
No,
ridiculous.
but you were back in the day.
But yeah, but why?
Yeah, I guess. If you
But
buy
you were-
hash.
When if our parents smoked weed, they were.
But see, here's where
It was
where,
hash. Like back in the day, ask anybody who smoked weed in the 70s or the 80s. They're like, oh, well, back in our day, we were smoking nothing but hash. And if you meet somebody, it's true. And if you meet somebody who really, really smoked weed or who dealt it, that actually got to see the pucks, The pucks had AK-47s on them that said "Freedom for Afghanistan."
See, here's what I mean.
Afghan.
So that's where that comes from.
Here's what I find is interesting. If they're giving it for medicinal purposes, and if they're giving it for medicinal purposes, what's really wrong then? Is it a tax thing now? Is it where they want?
You know what it is, man. It's
illegal. Man.
Look, man. There's just him and I spend so much time around these kind of like activists that you start learning, you start picking up all this stuff.
Yeah, you know this stuff.
Okay,
man.
so the stuff that's holding it back is the big companies that own the government.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the FDA.
That's literally.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
The FDA wants to push harder drugs on people that are doing worse things to you, but they're making money. They're the drug dealers, the FDA. You understand what I'm saying? So what we're doing with cannabis is something that we're doing with one medication, but a lot of people don't know this is happening with several other medications.
But a lot of people
everywhere.
use.
Let's say you had AIDS, okay?
Yeah,
the
HIV
FDA,
or AIDS.
Let's say you had HIV or AIDS, right?
Yeah, or cancer.
Or cancer. Okay,
right.
So let's say you had cancer, right? The FDA or your doctors are going to give you FDA-approved stuff, and they're going to be like, here, take this XZT, right? And you're going to look up XZT on Google, and be like, what? XZT was giving people, like, suicidal thoughts, and it was making people...
The
like,
medication, you mean.
It was this and that and that.
Right.
Then across Google, you're going to come across... Wait, there's something that does exactly what XCT does, but without these side effects, but it's legal in America.
Cannabis.
No, not even cannabis, I'm saying.
Cannabis
is an example, but there's also like somebody else made BB2Q.
Yeah.
And that's like available in Mexico.
But a lot of
why is it illegal in America?
But a lot of
doing the same thing as the other drug. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
the other drugs FDA approved, so they make that money.
They make the money. Yeah, I know, and it's I don't believe it's a conspiracy theory by any means.
It's not.
It is because
there's not. And the more you get into it, you realize like, whoa.
It just makes so much more sense to go that way than any other route. Clearly, we all know potheads. Clearly, we all know pot users. Clearly, we all know all that stuff. You know, alcohol kills, pot doesn't. It's been proven. And there's polls done all the time by perfectly fine news channels and stuff asking the public what they feel, and it's always like 60-40 for the legalization of marijuana.
But you know who the 40 is? And I'm honest, I was part of the 40 before I started the scene. Because,
that's fine.
But I admit it because it wasn't.
That's the job of being an activist.
But I was just ignorant, and that's all I was. With weed, I was just ignorant. I'm at the point where it's like, geez, you know, I get bad anxiety and shit, and I get pains in my back from years of being a superb athlete. But no, it's like it's almost like it's
do it, man.
Yeah, it's to the point where
have you tried? You don't drink?
No, get it on this right.
How do you think I have this body like this, Paul?
That's true.
Come on, bro.
Exactly.
Come on, dude.
But have you drank before?
I'm flexing over here. I'm trying to like get.
You have drank before, though, right?
You know, I had a little bit, and I was never. Honestly,
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Toronto, but I always thought it was a taboo because of baseball. Then I got into pro ball.
Sports, right?
But I got into pro ball. Our first road trip, people are doing shrooms on the day off. I'm like, yeah.
my buddy played for like Ottawa Lynx, or I can't say.
Hold on, dude. Hold on.
For,
when I said shrooms, your eyes lit up, dude, and you're like 100%. Are you kidding?
It's a pretty clean drug.
But I'm just saying that because my buddy played AAA baseball.
Yeah, Ottawa Lynx. That used to be. Yeah. They used to have a team out there.
We'd smoke like blunts bigger. I swear to God,
I don't.
Blunts, and it would be 15 minutes later. It'd be like, and your starting pitcher. It was like real life Kenny Powers. I was like,
fucking Pauly T supplying the fucking
Wicked.
blunts.
Yeah, I guess when you're not like, you're not taking, you take it serious, man.
He'd kill it.
It'd be like us. People would be like, man, you go do stand-up comedy high.
Yeah.
Same thing to a pitcher. You go throw a ball. He's like, yeah, just throwing a ball. I do it every day. It's okay.
But that's the thing. You're comfortable in it. But guys, honestly, that's really all the time we have today. But you guys are awesome, man. Thanks for coming in.
That's all the time. That was such a. You gotta come back for part 2.
No, but seriously, I would love to have you guys back on. You know,
sure. Let's record more. Let's do a part 2 of this.
But we definitely, there's I think that's the thing. I think it's like I said. I mean, you guys are the kind of content that I want. Not just because I respect you guys as comedians, but I think
we didn't even talk about comedy.
Yeah, really, not really.
We talk about comedy. Oh man, you think we're passionate about weed?
Yeah, we're going theory on things.
But that's what I want for this show.
We're gonna do a Mike and Paul podcast. We're gonna bring you in. We're bringing you in.
What are we gonna talk about?
2 things we're like.
Staying sober. Hey guys, you want to stay sober?
No, you know what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about why you stayed sober. how is it playing baseball, and now how do you bring that into comedy, buddy?
We're passionate about that stuff.
We'll get that.
Comedy, weed, women not having the vote. These are the things we're passionate. We have stuff.
Oh yeah, you know, just my inner monologue right there.
And we need more unemployed blacks.
But yeah, so the people can people. Okay, we're gonna edit this show. Okay, let's go to the outro before that last line. You guys can follow Mike Rita tweets from Reets on Twitter,
yes,
and I am Paul Thompson on at I am Paul Thompson, and check these guys out Mondays and Fridays. Vape on the Lake. I'll be there this Friday, but this isn't going live, so you guys will see this after I host it, and then Sundays. Vapor Central, Stoner Sundays, 2 of my favorite rooms in the city. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you for having us,
Thank you,
JJ.
man.
All right, guys. Awesome.
This was great.
Yeah, it was.